Okay, I've just been informed that the monkey wrenching has succeeded. So now we are ready to take you over to the aforementioned Ristar Super Any Percent by Mackie. Mackie, take it away.
Alright, hello everyone, it's me, Mackie. And today we are keeping on the Sega block with one of the most stunning Sega games, especially of that era. And yeah, as we can see, basically the bad guy is a very bad guy. We are going to solve this with the power of Ristar, the shooting star. An incredible platformer for the Sega Genesis, and I have the honor of presenting it to you through this. The game is a lot of fun, but I will present this through an unfun category, which is, you can see that there's a little level, normal. There's hard difficulty, which in the Japanese version is crazy. But we're not stopping there. First of all, we will just clear all of the passwords, and then we are going to go for the little extra password that you get after completing the game on hard. Super mode. Super mode is a nightmare, and we will we'll definitely delve into the intricacies of this mode. But I believe now is the time to start the run. I believe as long as tech is ready, I can start the countdown at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Alright, so Ristar, the Shooting Star, is an incredible platformer in the Sega Genesis, and it is a very simple one. It's been made by people who are partially in Sonic Team, even though, well, Sonic Team wasn't a thing at the time. And some of the people actually went on to create Nights into Dreams after that. Same composer, for example. And I think if you have played the game, you know that the music here is absolutely incredible. And Ristar does a lot of funny things, such as, you know, using the poles, using the vines, and using the headbutt. So this is basically the core mechanic of the game. The game used to be called Project Feel, basically, when it started out. And that's because Ristar is basically progressing through the stage with one of the 5 senses, the feel. Basically, just using these little hands to, you know, either headbutt some enemies, but also reaching the poles and reaching supersonic speeds, such as here. 7. Wow. Okay, that is a frame perfect trick. So we're off to a great start. The bad thing is we are playing this game on super difficulty. So let's explain the UI a little bit so that people have a sense of what's happening. Ooh. I almost got hit by the little enemy in the background. The top right is my hit points. It's at 1. Bottom left is my lives. They're at 0. In super difficulty, all the mechanics that give you life or health have been removed. And so I cannot get hit even once. And, well, for now, I'll just focus on this little quick kill. Nice. Okay, this boss is actually supposed to manipulate the ancient of the village. But that boss was technically still accessible, so we used that to our advantage. And we have solved the issues of the first planet, Planet Flora, and we're going to keep on going for the rest of the planets. All in good fun. We're gonna get to water stages. Actually, they should be a lot of fun at some point. You'll see that, well, Ristar maybe has skipped leg day once or twice, but when it comes to swimming, just a touch of the jump button and we are basically going to go whoosh. And that makes this game really a lot of fun, even through the water stages. The issue here is basically it's very difficult to see where I'm going because I'm going so fast, and I still have 1 hit point, so I am basically still in 1 hit KO, and with no means of recovering health, no checkpoints, because since I have 0 lives, that will trigger like a continue, and continues put you back at the beginning of the level. So yeah, generally this is a game mode that is supposed to be only made for long sittings, and well, here we go. If you make just a single mistake, you will see this little image of Ristar and the little continue, and yeah, we're going to get back into it. For as long as I can get back to the little mini-boss section, this is pretty uneventful, so I think if 12th Doc, you had something to add or something to say, go ahead.
I just wanted to say thank you to the 2 raids that we've just had. Hello, welcome to Fastest First Fall Festival 2024. You're going to have some fun here. We're going to do speedruns.
I will try. Let's see. Alright. This part is a little finicky. And then at the end of every planet, there is always a little bit of, like there is a mini-boss with a bunch of waiting sections that can highlight, well, obviously how the game looks, how beautiful it is, but also the idle animations of Ristar, which I absolutely adore. And that was supposedly a diagonal, I imagine? Alright, well, I'll get back to it. We'll make this work. If you had anything else to add, regarding notes or donations, you can go right ahead.
Thank you so much. We have a $25 donation from Ryjoy, who's put this towards the watch the original FMV ending incentive that we have. The comment says, I need everyone to enjoy this cheesy, low-budget movie that was too awful to even be in the actual game. Yeah, I can agree with that. That makes sense. And we also have a $5 donation from Reddick. I believe that was for the previous run. So thank you once again for the donation. Obviously, we can't do what that comment has asked for, but we...
Did I... wait, did... Post station... I'm not hearing anything. Are you there, 12th Dog?
Hello. I don't know what happened. Discord decided to move me.
Oh.
I was in the middle of talking, so I was incredibly confused.
Very well. Alright, we are done with this, and Ristar has warmed up more than once, actually. We've seen a lot of shoulder stretches, which is important. Hydrate, and also stretch a bit before doing something that could give you RSI. That is very important. And we are headed towards stage 2-2, which is definitely one of the hardest stages to do hitless. Some of the enemies start dealing damage very, very easily to you. And they're everywhere. Namely this little one, so I'm using a pretty specific setup. And I'm abusing the fact that Ristar is invincible when headbutting for a short period of time, about a third of a second. Whenever you headbutt anything at all, you are invincible, so you will see me go through some obstacles. And I'm also waiting a tiny bit. Yeah, just want to make sure that the water level is great for the next room here. And do this. Nice, alright. Obviously, if I mess it up, I have to go back at the beginning of the stage, which is which can be a bit dreadful. Okay, so this is a 1 out of 2 chance of getting the jewel. In the original game, it is health, but in super difficulty, all of the positive items have been replaced by jewels containing points, and some of the hidden objects have been all replaced by enemies. And since we've established this is one hit KO, that is a funny way to do the stage all over again, so yes. Okay. And we're going to OSAT, which is one of the most random bosses by far. This boss has like 4 different sequences, and the spawn sequences is always the same, which is a good attack and a bad attack, where I can't hit OSAT because OSAT is in the background. Now we have 1 sequence out of 4 that was the second best, because it is a direct attack into another direct attack. There we go. And now we're thrown back into the unknown. Let's see. Is it gonna be the worst pattern? It is the best pattern! Wow, okay. Oh, OSAT has been very nice. I think OSAT saw me, well, die a couple times into one and thought, let's just, let's just cut up some slack. And that's it. We have solved the issues of the planet. I'm not sure what they were, but now we are headed towards a planet that is very technical, actually. Scorch will demand some tricks, some of them actually being completely impossible in this category, because I didn't actually say. But the reason why almost nobody wants to speedrun this category in particular is simply because the shooting star modes, the comets that you can, the states that you can reach when turning around in poles, where you reach cosmic speeds. Well, you actually can influence that trajectory in normal difficulty, and that is the spice of the speedrun that allows you to do a lot of very, very cool stuff in 3.2 that is coming up next. But that game design mechanic has been deactivated in hard and super difficulty runs. For reasons unclear, which makes it a lot more complicated. You still have the invincibility, which is instrumental in going through some of these areas. But yeah, you just... there are some star poles that we simply will not use. Or at least definitely not like we would in other speedrun cat. Okay, and I have to focus a tiny bit. This is a memory minigame. Okay, that went exceptionally well. So I'll focus just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. 1. Oops, 1 frame too late. Excellent. Nice. Okay, so that is supposed to be one of the most impressive star poles in the whole any percent speedrun, but yeah. It is supposed to get me all the way up here, and given the fact that I only go in a straight line in hard and super, then that trajectory is simply impossible. And we'll try one last one. It's actually a very specific frame. Let's see if I get it. 6, 7. Oh my! I did it! Wow. Oh, I'm super happy to show you this one. That's one of the tougher ones to get. And here we have Adahan, the boss of stage 3, which is, in my humble opinion, especially with 1 hit point, the hardest boss in the game. It is a very, very spectacular boss, especially with this little sequence right here, where we have to grab him, but in the air. Yeah. And the trajectories are very finicky. They're curved, actually. Like, the game is not throwing you a curveball. Like, the boss is the curveball. And the game is throwing the boss at you. And yeah, a lot of ways that you can take damage. Even with 4 hit points, this is a very difficult boss fight. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. I didn't even say, but at the very beginning, meteors are falling on top of you. They're basically unreactable. Like, the tougher part is actually getting there, and then you have to do it on one go. Okay, I am very glad that I am done with this stage. And we are going to go to Sonata, which is my favorite planet in the game. It's also very technical, contains a tiny bit of randomness, but contains also what is called metronome skip, which is the toughest pole swing in the game. And we'll get to it. This planet is a musical planet. And as we are going forward, there is some attempt at a dynamic music, which is basically whenever you are giving the metronomes to the sad birds, they will start singing the theme of the planet more and more, all the while having this very ambient, little atmospheric tune. Oof, I almost missed the good cycle. And a lot of these, you're supposed to go take the bottom route, but the devs have foreseen some sort of skips where you take the top route, and I believe that is the essence of metronome skip as well, although I have no way of proving this. But this is this skip right here. Oh my! Okay. That is a 2-frame trick into another 2-frame trick, or frame perfect, depending on which frame you hit. And I hit the good frame, so I was doing fine. But that skips a significant zigzag at the bottom of the stage, so... Oh, wow, I hit also the bird heads. Okay. Cool. Wow, that went swimmingly. That was... Okay, that was extremely fast. Yeah, metronome skip is basically... You can try it as many times as you want. You basically lose like only 1 or 2 seconds because you just go back down. But these seconds can add up, so... I'm glad that we're done with this. I would say definitely another one of a very, very tough stage. Especially the beginning, and I don't want to deal with the ballerina, so I'll just... yeah, basically I'll take the top route, which is not intended. I'll try this one. Oh, I couldn't get it right. And yeah, hope you're enjoying the little... Now the theme is complete and we have some sort of joyful music. I'm not quite sure what the style is, but... And I think we're through the worst. If you have any donations or any notes, you can definitely go ahead. Oh, did my... Oh, did my host get teleported again?
No, we're still here.
Okay.
Still doing fine.
Okay.
Just wanted to update people for the Twisted Metal incentive to watch the original FMV ending. We are currently sitting on $65 out of $250. So to get up to that incentive, you still have a little bit of a way to go. But I believe in you, chat. We can get there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I actually, that is my runner's choice. So in case you were wondering where to put your incentives on, well, now you know. Alright, this is a bit of a conundrum. There we go. I am basically defeating the developer's reasoning. They have like this stand, which shoots you backwards at a huge speed, actually. But if you are facing away from the stand, you are being kicked inside of the stand. And as I was invincible, I managed to dodge completely the feathered attack, so that trivializes this boss somewhat. An otherwise pretty complicated boss to deal with. And now that we are done with the best planet, in my opinion, we're going to the second best, but in the hearts of many people, namely for the music of 5-1, definitely the best planet in a lot of the people's hearts. So I understand. I understand that call. Also contains a skiing sequence in the US version that is not there in the Japanese version. I guess they really wanted to have their Sega characters snowing, like snowboarding, skiing. So yeah, that's just something that was added specifically by Sega of America. You don't see it in the Japanese version. But the sprite was there, surprisingly enough, so they figured they could make a good use of it. Alright. I believe we're getting to the boss fight against the bully. And the culmination of the animosity will result in a war, an all-out war, a snowball fight. Oops. Oh my gosh. I still do have only 1 hit point, so that's pretty scary. Okay, there we go. But luckily, luckily, skillfully, question mark? I managed to hit all of those 2-frame windows to get super fast snowballs. And they pretty much guarantee that I'll hit the bully, so now the bully has become the friend. And we're gonna get back into a water stage. That will be a bit complicated, and that will have, especially at the ending, a pretty tricky moment, which is going to be what is called ice slopes. I guess the time we get there, if there is anything you want to add, 12th Dog.
We have had a comment in the chat that says, actually, 5-2 music is the best in the game.
Oh, okay.
So we're having conflicting opinions.
I see,
I'm all
I see.
for it.
Interesting. Oh boy. Alright, so Ice Slopes is basically, this planet introduces 2 new mechanics, which is the ground, the slippery ground, and the slippery ceilings. And the slippery grounds are locking your inertia, but if you grab the ceiling, that resets your inertia, because grabs are powerful like that. That is also the reason why I'm grabbing the ground sometimes. And that allows me to skip a lot of the slopes near the end. I opted out of it near the end because the enemy at the bottom had respawned, and this was the end of the stage. So if you miss a jump, you could potentially, basically lose your hit point, lose your health, lose your continue, having to go back to the very beginning of the stage, and that's a tragic thing. So, and we have Itamor. Actually, this boss is pretty funny. If you are a fan of Ristar and you played it when you were a kid in Europe or in the US, you probably realize this boss seems a bit different. It's a cat. Well, first of all, Itamor's full name, the boss, is Itamor Lunch. And also, it's a cat because something that doesn't seem to translate really well outside of Japan. But apparently, cat tongue people, I'm not quite sure like what that means, but basically some people are nekojita. And that means they don't like spicy food or hot food. So basically, it's an ice monster that gets fed. Well, I guess I can probably. I don't have access to chat, but if people want to guess what we threw, was that a curry? Was that a pizza? It's unclear, but definitely that boss didn't like that, and thankfully, given the fact that it was entirely deterministic, I knew what to expect. But for this is the last stage in the game. Wow, my grab didn't come out. Okay, that happens like once every blue moon. But I should have expected this. I had my Cavendish disappeared turn 1 1 hour ago, so I have to expect 1 in 1,000 chance things to happen. I have to be pretty careful. Sometimes there is a frame of lag that finds its way into the game, and when the game is lagging, the inputs are completely dropped. I was not expecting that there. I was expecting it a bit later, but you can see that there's a lot that's happening in this stage. The background is crazy, Kafkaesque, and yeah, it's basically the fact that this is the last stage in the game. You're basically being thrown like every single one of the worst enemies. All of the mechanics are introduced, and you have to really be careful. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay, I was expecting... Oh no! Okay, I did a bad bounce on the next to last grabbing point. I don't know if I've done the glitch, but sometimes Ristar just goes back to home planet. Let's not show this here, but well, not right now. I would have to go through a game over again, and I do not want to do this. Okay. Doing a little bit of camera scrolling to manipulate the enemy at the bottom. Make sure that the shots despawn. And this is auto skip. This planet is called Automaton. Automaton. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. Oh boy. Okay. I'll have to let it fire. The Slinky is also one of the worst enemies to grab without taking a hit. There we go. Okay. Nice. Okay. And this is the only glitch like ever in the game to be useful like speedrun wise. You basically are definitely not supposed to do that. Okay, we've done almost all of the stage, but it's not over. We have to fight our worst enemy, Commander Hat. That term was coined, I believe, by Breakdown from the Ristar community. And Commander Hat has a hat and also 5 hit points and 4 different attacks. So I know that was the 4th attack, the 4th hit point, and we're going to have this specific pattern. Okay, I was prepared for it because yeah, the way they programmed it, the first 4 attacks are designated at random, and then it just cycles through these same 4 attacks. So I knew that the 5th one was going to be the first one. All right. We're getting close to the end of the game, actually. This is 6-2. This is a rather maze-like level with a lot of very tiny rooms that you have to complete. Generally, you find a crystal, and then you power up the teleporter, and then that's mostly it. It's not as scary as 6-1, mostly because I believe it has fewer health drops, but obviously this is super difficulty. This is supposed to be health, but it's obviously turned into a jewel, so I would argue 6-1 was definitely the scariest one by far. I think it's time to give a couple of shoutouts, but yeah, I think at the beginning of this stage I did what is called the Kronoon strat. There was the Listar strat, or the Liz strat, and I seem to be hearing that Ristar was in the chat. I considered naming myself Mackie Star, but yeah, the community has been definitely quite present in here. Namely Chubbas, who at some point held the world record for every single category, including the Game Gear game. Alright, this is scary. Okay, I'm good. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, that's not quite right. And yeah, the ending, I am going to play it extremely safe. In normal difficulty, actually, you can go for some very specific frame-perfect tricks, and if you mess it up, you just take damage. But I am not going to try these. Yeah, so I just go for shooting star mode, and then I jump immediately after, which deactivates the shooting star mode. And that gives me a little bit of inertia and makes sure that I don't bounce off the wall that I'm supposed to reach. Alright, time for the final boss rush. Okay, this boss, Uranim, is very peculiar. You can actually hit him many times. I actually didn't do it quite right, so there's gonna be Hadouken. Yes, there we go. This was supposed to be a tackle. And now we're going to have jump and tackle as well. Yeah, there we go. Okay, wow. That didn't go according to plan. But I knew that if I were to step away from Uranim, all of the tackles in the program were going to be replaced by Hadouken, where basically Uranim just stands there, and like that's just a sitting duck. And with that, we're gonna go to the last two enemies of the game. But the problem is that doesn't stop there. I don't just have 1 hit point. And no ability to recover any sort of health. For some actually interesting reason, they decided to spice up the bosses. So in normal difficulty, Ibar has 3, 4, 5, 5, 5 hit points per cycle, per phase. But super difficulty actually cranks it all the way up to 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. So we are going to have a boss that lasts a lot longer. And if you know Greedy and you thought, wow, that's a tough boss, I wonder what's gonna happen, then you better not blink, because Greedy, the final boss in super difficulty, is just going to be a complete nightmare. And in 10 seconds, I will probably be, well, I'll probably be dead, or Greedy will be dead, or both probably. No, that doesn't work. Okay. You can see these phases are lasting a lot longer. And I have to mostly count in my head. I believe I've reached, yes, there we go, I've reached the count. Whoop! that boomerang could still hit me. And alright, get ready on time. I'm so sorry. It's gonna be the 10th hit on Kaiser Greedy. First of all, we're gonna have a little turret phase. And I sometimes Greedy eludes me. So I won't be able to say time quite in advance, but... Oh, crap.
Oh no.
That is quite unfortunate. These turrets are very random, so you can definitely... Okay, this is the glitch that I wanted to talk about. Ristar is gonna go back to home planet. Goodbye!
My planet need me.
We can actually also hold left or right during this little intro, and Ristar just, you know, goes somewhere. Then the game basically takes him back. Alright, let's see it. Oh no, that's Omega bad. Oh, that's a nightmare. Okay, this is a glitch. I cannot believe I survived that. Basically the game gave Greedy like 2 patterns at once. I actually survived this. What time? Oh, I didn't count. I'm so sorry. What happened? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I first tried Greedy. That was my goodness. Oh, I see the timer indicating 34:40. That's an excellent time.
I think we're all, I speak for me and for the chat, we're just all in shock and awe of how you were able to just blast your way through this game, getting so many of like the 1 frame, 2 frame perfect tricks.
Yeah, I've played this game a lot. It's a lot of fun, definitely. Some of these, well, some of these had backups, but yeah, I did get a lot of really nice frame perfect tricks. And some of these are actually not mandatory. And also, if you want to play this game, don't play it on hard or super difficulty. Do yourself a favor. Try to play the game with, you know, health drops and you know, continues and lives. I find the game is just a lot of fun, as we are basically seeing the little credits sequence. I mean, one of the best credit sequence that I've ever seen, honestly. It's a kind of a medley of like all of the previous stages, and you see all of the animations of Ristar, which is Ristar is such a cute little mascot. I'm honestly in awe that this game exists, and unfortunately, no sequel. Not some appearances, but yeah, this game just didn't have. Well, didn't. I don't know if it did well or not well, like from a sales standpoint. Very few people know of this game, and for me, it definitely my favorite game. So I was super glad to showcase this to y'all.
Okay, do you have any final shout-outs, and where can we find you?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, shout-outs to the Ristar community, but I would also like to thank, well, Trent's Lifeline for like giving a meaning to all of this, and also the entirety of the staff of Fastest Furs for giving me the opportunity to run, and also, you know, for doing this event. It's such a it is a very nice feeling to see all the positivity. I would also recommend, if people want to watch me, it's on my Twitch channel, Mackie Garu, all attached. And yeah, I'll play a bunch of games and try to, well, have fun most of the time. So I think that's about it. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mackie, and thank you for running Ristar like that. Everyone, we will be going to a short intermission, and when we come back, we'll be back with more Fastest First Fall Fest 2024. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone. You're watching Fastest First Fall Fest 2024. My name is 12doc, and I have the pleasure to announce we have just reached $1,000 donated to Trans Lifeline. Well done, everyone. Let's keep it going. We have a couple of donations that came in at the end of the last run. We're starting with a $45 donation from Kelchin Ferret, saying, let's bump this up to $1,000. $45 for the Twisted Metal FMV ending. Thank you so much for helping us reach that $1,000. And indeed, we are on our way to meeting the incentive for Twisted Metal to watch the original FMV ending at the end of the run. We don't have much time left for that one, because that will end at the end of the Twisted Metal run. We're at $110 out of $250 for that one. So keep those incentives, keep those donations coming in for that incentive, and we will be getting what I believe is a very funny video after the end of that run. We also had another donation. It was an anonymous donation for $100 for the file name Bid War incentive. And the name selected for that is PB Cheetah. proud to support this important cause. Thank you. Thank you, anonymous donor. We really appreciate you. And that has increased the bid war for Peggle Deluxe. The file name is now currently sitting at $101 for PB Cheetah. There's no other names, so at the moment we have a clear runaway winner for that one. I'm sure that there are more interesting names in there as well that chat would like to suggest and put their name forward for. So if you have any other suggestions for the file name, send in a donation and let's hear them. Once again, you are watching Fast as Furs Fall Fest 2024 in support of Trans Lifeline. We are proud to be raising money for Trans Lifeline for the 5th consecutive year. Founded in 2014, Trans Lifeline is a crisis and peer support hotline run by trans people for trans and questioning callers. Calls to Trans Lifeline are fully anonymous, confidential, and use informed consent when connecting to resources outside of the hotline. Operating in both the US and Canada, Trans Lifeline needs our help to meet the ongoing demand for their services, and we hope you consider joining us in support of their life-saving work by using the command !donate in chat. For more information, please visit www.translifeline.org. Just to reiterate what has already been mentioned in chat by the admins, the following run, Hotline Miami, has flashing light warnings and loud volume warnings. For those who are sensitive for those issues, please be aware that those are in place for the next run, which will be Hotline Miami by Jackal, will be coming up shortly. While we've been talking about the various things which have been going on for the merchandise, did you know we also have prizes? Did somebody say prizes? Thanks to the incredible generosity of the Fastest First community, we are thrilled to offer a different assortment of prizes as well as a unique grand prize each day throughout this event. Today, day 1, cumulative donations of at least $50 during the stream will automatically qualify you to win our day 1 grand prize, an analog pocket donated by Furry Logic Escape Rooms. The analog pocket is the perfect way to play all of your classic Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games in the modern age. Additional prizes are available as well if you make a single donation of at least $25. For a full list of the prizes available each day, use the command !prizes in the chat. You don't want to miss out on this. You are going to love what we have available for you on the different days of this weekend. So, !prizes, and make sure you're keeping up with everything that's going on there. Uh-oh. Choo-choo. We have a hype train incoming. Please remember that all the donations going straight to Lifeline, but all the donated subs, all the resubs, the Twitch primes, the bits, they are all coming straight through to Fastest Spurs to continue the operation of the channel and also to pass on more of the proceeds towards Lifeline. You are supporting a great cause. Let's keep this going.